This is my remote viewing session of target 651726. The target was worked under blind conditions and only revealed post-session. This is my session of the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. I am aware of the target. I don't like doing missing people, but I want to share the information I perceived and see if it can help in any way. So I'm going to talk you through my session. Right, first part, I produced an ideogram. I sketched a few things. I'm not quite sure what they are, whether they're buildings or objects. And that was it for the first sketch. Right, second part, I produced an ideogram and a sketch. I AOL'd a boat and sketched a bit of a boat. I had a bird there at this target, bit of a hill, I could see water, and an object on the bottom, which I'm not quite sure what I wrote down and sketched. Right, first look on blackboard, I sketched this archway, this double arch reception, and I had another look. And I had this idea of this bridge, I sketched this double arch with this pillar, this column, AOL North Terminal. I have no idea why that was AOL and what it may stand for, but on to the next one. On my third look on blackboard, this was like similar thing, this curving road, two pillars and this solid structure on top, and that was that. Right, my next sketch was of this hill, this form of statue in front, a couple of other objects. The hill on the left, it looks like it's got steps or step features to it. And I drew this object, the unique object on the right. I don't know what it is, but it seems like a solid object, maybe a unique monument or something similar, which may be at this target. Right, on this this sketch, I had this strong feeling of these like power antennas, the structures which hold power lines, the zigzag structures. These were at this target or near it, on a hill. So I wrote down power manipulators or manipulations and AOL antenna. Right, moving on, I sketched like something similar, two different points where these structures were, and the lines. I wrote down AOL cross point, with hills in the background, so these are on hills. Power deep down or down, AOL cross point. Right, here I sketched something on the bottom left, right, I'm not sure what it is. It's a solid possible structure. It may be a van or a car, possible van. It's got curves to it on the front. And it looks like a windshield or something, but I may be wrong on this. Right, look on blackboard, I perceived this path forked off, like a bend I wrote next to it, like something that goes like that. They either look like people lying down with their arms out, or this was like palm trees or something similar, something spread out. The ideogram at the bottom, I sketched an area, a craggy, hilly area, wrote down town in the distance. So there are mountain peaks here, or hill peaks, associated with this target. The next one, I sketched this face. It is what it is, AOL the face, eyes closed, just there. On the top left, there was hills, and that was it. I may be wrong on this. This was handed to me blind. I perceived these things. The next part was some hilly area, it's all pretty much the same. There's consecutive contours of it on the bottom. There's this layered feel to the land. Like there's layers of erosion present at certain points in this area of interest. I sketched this hilly land area again with irregular paths, it looks like to me. AOL under the surface near the top. So I believe that what we're looking for is near the top of a hill or peak underneath the surface. While looking on blackboard, I perceived this almost like a flower object, but it was solid, it was man-made. AOL that stand. I've got a strong perception of like a windmill feel to it, like a fan. So there's something similar to a windmill at this location. My next sketch, this body of water, with this island in the middle of it, with hills. It's in the middle. There's hills around it, but there's a body of water with this V sort of shaped island in the centre, near this target. Right here, looking on blackboard, I perceived this like humpback bridge sort of feel structure. It's definitely like the old type that it's got multiple curves like that, and then a solid bank on the left. That is at this or near this location. Right, this next one, I sketched this hilly area. It doesn't make sense much. It's just what I perceived at this target. I suppose if you've got local knowledge of where this area is, you may know, you may recognise parts. But I perceive this sort of windmill structure here. AOL, I had an AOL of Gettysburg, which I didn't know what it was, but since that I've researched it, and it's meant to be a famous battle in the American Civil War that turned the tide. And although I wrote two, what's that? Turbid? Might be turbid. I don't know what that is, but I'll put a description of what that word is in this. Done a bit of research on Gettysburg. It's a famous battle where one civilian died in it, and there was a woman apparently, which adds to this mystery of this target. Right, another sketch. This is of a lake with a depression, so that obviously the land depresses where the lake is. That's near the target, and I wrote down on the right, away from that, you can see that where this is, and this is isolated, and it appears to me like it's on a bit of a hill. Right here I sketched this old tower, these old structures, a couple of other little things, and that was it. Right, this is my final sketch. I drew the area where my subconscious perceived this target is at. Some hilly land. That's it. Final note, these are my own perceptions of events, and they may be wrong or inaccurate. Yeah, so that's it. An interesting target. I understand from further research that there was an additional search in a body of water area a few years back. I don't think they were far away. I think it's something to this area, possibly. I think they were looking in the wrong place. I think they should have been looking high rather than low down. But I just want to add that I'm not comfortable working missing people targets. I give it a good go. Anybody who recognises any of this, hopefully it'll prove useful for some. I believe that this target is at this site still, on a hill, buried underneath the surface. So she's there and she's waiting to be found.